it's not a music class. Today we are going to talk about the auditory learners. Okay, so let's start with this very small poem, and it's on the present situation. So I have used another version of the poem you must be knowing for the small kids. So let's see. Wash your hands, wash your hands. Listen to the music and wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Listen to the music and wash your hands. Don't go out, don't go out. Listen to the music and don't go out. Stay at home, stay at home. Listen to the music and stay at home. Keep your distance, keep your distance. Listen to the music and keep your distance. Wash your hands, wash your hands. Listen to the music and wash your hands. Okay, so some of you would really be able to recall instantly what I was singing, and that means you are a best example of auditory learning style. The other day someone put a really great question, and that was a good question, that belonging to one type of learning style or another, is it a merit or demerit? Well, it's nothing to do with merits or demerits, it's just your style. You should be proud of it if you are a visual learner or auditory learner. That's built in you. So you cannot term it as merit or demerit. And by the way, mostly students are a mixture of all these four styles. It's just we need to identify which style is more in percentage to which they are inclined to. So a student can be a visual learner, at the same time can be an auditory learner, but maybe the visual learning percentage, if you find it out through different techniques, that would cross 70%, and the auditory learning style would be less than 30%. So it can be a mixture of different learning styles. Only as a teacher you need to identify that every student has which learning style more in capacity, more in percentage. So that would really make it possible for you to address to the requirement of different students as their learning styles are different. Okay? So let's talk about the auditory learners today and talk about some of their strengths, their strong points. They are really talkative. They want to talk to the person sitting next to them, they want to talk to the teacher, and sometimes you will see they are talking to themselves even, okay? And while turning to towards their bag and pulling out a book, they were mumbling something or talking not to anyone but to themselves. So these kind of students are the auditory learners, okay? They also lose concentration a lot. If you do not keep them looking towards you while you're talking, it's really hard for them to focus and keep their concentration for a longer period of time. They lose concentration very quickly. They prefer spoken directions. If you ask them to go outside, turn right, turn left, go straight, and again turn left and turn right, they will grasp it. I've seen my example when I'm normally driving a car, and if I go to a new place and I forget the way which someone was telling me, I ask someone to really guide me where I have to go, and they tell me turn right, left, right, go straight, there will be a shop, and then turn right. But when I go there, I forget what the other person was telling me. So I'm really not good at it when someone tells me the directions orally. I cannot really grasp where I have to go actually. So that makes me not a very good auditory learner, okay? They want the teacher to read the lesson in a loud voice because they love voices, they are auditory, they love to listen, they remember names, and they get very irritated if someone else, some other student is reading in the class and reading in a very low voice, and they cannot listen properly, so they get irritated. So everyone should be reading. When reading should be very clear and very loud so that everyone can really listen to what somebody is reading in the classroom. And they prefer group discussions, they prefer oral questioning, and so the teacher must have something in their lesson planning to address the auditory learners. They like a lot the verbal praise. Very good, awesome, that's a great job, you have done excellent. Now, let us look on the other side what teachers need to do for the auditory learners. As I have just said, read in a loud voice, talk about pictures and diagrams. If you're drawing a diagram on the board, for the visual learner it's fine, but for the auditory learner, you really need to talk about the diagram while you are drawing the diagram, because if you're not explaining the diagram with drawing it, then the auditory learners would not really be very attentive. Let me tell you that they lose their concentration really quickly. So being a smart teacher, you need to put these things in your teaching methodology, that I have some visual learners, I have some auditory learners, I have some read and write learners, and I have some tactile or kinesthetic type of learners. So I may not be missing anyone out of it. Okay, the percentage I told you earlier may be small. You may have very few students who are purely kinesthetic learners, but as a teacher you need to address their demands and their requirements as well. So this will definitely be making you a smart teacher. Once the schools reopen and you go back to school, you can really feel the change in you as a teacher if you are going in the classroom, keeping in mind that you have these 4 different kinds of learners out there sitting in the classroom. Okay, so you have to read aloud and read in a loud voice. You have to talk about your diagrams, your pictures. You have to talk about how to do a thing, when to do, why to do, where to do, because these auditory learners love to listen these kind of directions and instructions by the teacher, and they love a lot of group discussion. So every now and then it's really very important for you that give some minutes for a group discussion on the lesson, on the topic which you are doing in the classroom with them. This is really important, and you will find them their participation, maximum participation in the group discussions. They would like throwing themselves out there, talking a lot about the topic, and then they would love to lead that group discussion. So that would really make you easier to identify that these are the auditory learners. And by the way, I'll be sharing some questions, easy question formats for you. I'm making them that you can apply to your students, and you can easily identify which type of learner my students are. And one thing more, being a teacher, let them ask a lot of questions, okay, because they are auditory learners, they like to listen, they like to talk a lot. So you can not make them be focused on you if there is less talking in your class and less group discussion, and just the board writing technique is being used. So they will keep themselves out of it. They will then be your disturbance creators, okay? So we already talked about some of the students create disturbances in the class. So now this is an example that if you are not addressing the auditory learners for a longer time, of course you have to write something on the board. But if you're not catching them up with you by talking and explaining, then they will be your disturbance creators. They would be making noise and disturbances in the classroom. Okay? So I told you earlier that if you are missing out any one of the learners, then those learners will turn into the really disturbing element in the classrooms. Okay? So being a smart teacher, do not forget to add all these 4 learner styles while you are making a plan for even it's a lesson plan or it's a all year through plan for your students. You need to go to the learning capacity, the learning style of your students. That would make you definitely a smart teacher. Okay, keep watching the video and keep participating, and see you soon with the next type of learning style. Thank you very much.